guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Mishra here. If you're new, my name is Mishra and I do videos about all things budgeting and our debt-free journey, the good and the inevitable bad. I also do some cleaning videos here and there, so you probably see that kind of scattered through, but that kind of goes towards some of my goals of just being organized in my new house. And so just not being organized in my finances, but organized in everything as a whole. Okay, so today we're doing our August monthly budget or August reset. So I'm just kind of going to touch a little bit about July, which honestly was not the greatest month, but you know, we survived it. So a couple of things about July. So as you know, my husband started a new job, but because of the pay schedule, it's basically been the whole month of July and he hasn't received a paycheck yet. So I kind of had to carry everything for the whole month, which was very extremely tight. And also other than that, so I filed my taxes like 2 weeks late. And because of that, our Canada Child Benefit that we normally would get, because I filed it late, I wasn't able to get it for the month of July. So that was a significant amount of money that I was expecting that I didn't get. But on the flip side, I did have an increase in side income. So I got about maybe like $1,000 more than I thought I was going to. So that definitely helped out. And then, family and stuff like that. So anyways, all of that kind of happened in July. So I'm glad that we're nearing to the end and things should basically be kind of getting a little bit back to normal. July was quite a hard month. I'm hoping things will turn around in August. So I don't really have very much goals for August, but basically I guess the goal is still to increase our income. So if that's our side income, then so be it. I feel like our expenses are pretty much down to what they can get down to. And then with our debt, obviously we want to eliminate the debt, but the problem with that is if we don't have additional income or extra money coming in, we can't really put extra on our debt. So so the main goal is to increase our income. And another goal that I have, me and my husband just decided that we're going to run a 5K in October. And I realize, 5K isn't a lot, and it's all the way in October. And truthfully, we've ran a half marathon before, and that was the only time we ever ran any type of marathon, like whether it was a 5K, 10K, we only ever ran a half, and that was a struggle. But anyways, part of the reason why I wanted to do it, because just, even when it comes to finances, when it comes to stuff in your like personal life, I just want something that can give me a little bit more focus. And yeah, like, I don't know if that kind of makes sense, but I just want something to kind of look forward to, something that I can focus on, put my energy into. And yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just something that I thought would be good for us to have. Anyways, so my budget's going to be a little bit different this month. I downloaded a spreadsheet off of Etsy, and I really, really like it. And because I normally do an Excel spreadsheet before I write down my stuff, but this kind of just eliminates that step. And it just allows me to be able to do this quicker. And I just kind of like how it's laid out, how I can kind of see everything. So that's what we're gonna do now, and we will just hop right into it. Forgot to say, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I much appreciate it. All right, anyways, let's get into this. Okay, so this is the new budget spreadsheet that I downloaded it. So it has a section for income, a section for expenses, and then down below it has your bills, your debt payments, and investments. And then on the side here, it also has a section where you can track your expenses, and then you can categorize them according to that. So And you may hear my kids in the back because they don't care that I'm filming a video. Okay, so yeah, so I just kind of really like how it's separated like that. And then when I put in the actuals, there'll be a graph here. So, okay, let's start with our 9 to 5 income. So we are still kind of working on this, but it should be $5,999. Just double check. Yeah. And then so the Canada Child Benefit, which if you are in Canada, it's a benefit that you get every month based off of your family income. And so it's assessed after every tax year. So in July it changes. So for me, it changed in July. So I didn't end up getting it in July, but it went down. So before I used to see me budget $550. And so now it's going to be $346. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a bummer, but that's okay. And then so I normally just write side hustle, but I decided to kind of break it down. So I do some bookkeeping on the side, and there is a piece of business that I, for some reason, wasn't thinking that I might have because it's coming to an end, but it is still going to be happening. So anyway, so for the bookkeeping part of my side business, yeah, that should be about $1,500. And so I also do financial services. So I'm hoping to build this business in the next few months. And so last month I was able to bring in an extra $1,000, but it's very sporadic. Sometimes it might just be like $100, $200. It just kind of depends on how much activity I have for the month and I guess kind of how busy I am. But I want to focus more on this. So, but for right now, I'm not going to put anything there, but I do have some stuff that I'm hoping will generate some sort of income. I am not sure exactly how much, but yeah, I'm not going to put anything there because I don't want to include it in my budget, especially if I really, really don't know if I'm going to have any of that. So next we will just move down to our bills. And so in this month we have our car payment twice, but I'm not going to actually put the amount here because I decided to move it under the debt payment because I actually want to know how much debt I'm paying. Normally I just put it under the bills and I just kind of don't really separate the debt, but I kind of want to know exactly how much debt towards debt I'm paying every month. So the two payments will be $540.36. So I'll put it over there, but I still leave it over here because I do want to know what the due dates are because it doesn't have anything for due dates over here. And so WYSC, that's our electricity or water. Yeah, our water. So that one for the month, I'm going to budget $70. I think it's actually $52, but I want to just budget $70 because our first bill was $70 because we just moved, so we don't know exactly how much it fluctuates month to month. So I'm budgeting $70 for that. This is our power, OPUC, and I'm going to budget $130 because it was $129 the first month. So our rent for the month is $2,422. And then because we live in a townhouse, but because it's a rental unit, not like we're not renting from a landlord, it's still part of like a rental complex, we pay for parking, and so it's $80 per car. We had the last 3 months free for one car, but we no longer, so now our parking is $160, which when we moved here our car insurance decreased about $150, I think, around there. So it kind of washes each other out. So Bell, this is paying for our internet, and I'll budget $108. And then insurance, we have insurance for our family that we have every month, and that's $300. And then so American Express, so this is basically our subscriptions for the month, and this includes QuickBooks, which is the biggest one. It's about $100 a month, and then like Disney Plus and Netflix and Dropbox and stuff like that. Essentially, I would like to get to a point where I didn't have to use my business income as part of my monthly budget if I just had it kind of set aside. but that's not how it is now. So that's why some of these things like storage and stuff is still included in my monthly budget. So we budget $175 for that. And then State Farm, this is our car insurance. And we have a little bit of life insurance and renter's insurance in there too. So that is $440. And then our cell phone bill. So if you recall, in June, at the end of June, I went on a work trip to Maryland. And so while I was out there, I still had my phone on. So it charged me, I think, $9 a day. And so I have those kind of roaming charges. And then also my stepdaughter lives in the US and we don't have long distance on our phones. And I didn't realize that when we first moved over to TELUS. So that is like $36. So our bill is quite big this month. I believe it is $319. So I'm just gonna put $320. Okay, and so now, whoops, $320. So now we'll move on to our expenses. So this is our variable expenses. And so groceries, we always budget $600 a month. And then fuel. So we used to budget $800 a month, but since my husband has switched jobs, we don't have to do that anymore. So I'm budgeting around $500 a month for gas because gas prices still have increased. So we do end up spending a little bit more for gas, but I think that should be fine. And then for our pets, because we have dogs and we have fish, we budget $400 a month, and that covers food and miscellaneous stuff. And then I always just kind of put a $200 buffer. So kind of just a miscellaneous in there. So that is that portion. And so we'll move down to our debt. So I have to do an updated debt video, but we are in the process of, or one of these is done and the second one is not fully done, but consolidating some of our debt. And so because of that, I haven't done the video because I need the updated amounts. But so I still have one credit card or two credit cards. So one credit card, this first credit card is $170. And then even though I have American Express over here for the subs, the actual minimum payment, which would be on top of the subscriptions, is around $20. And so consolidation loan 1, the payment is $473. And then consolidation loan 2, the payment is $728. And the way it's structured, after a certain amount of time, this payment will go down a little bit. But the good thing about this compared to this credit card is that this is compound interest, and we made it so that there wasn't any interest, but there is a fee that we still have to pay to consolidate. But either way, it was way less than having paid compound interest on all of our debts. So at least we know that there's an end date for these two, whereas when you have your credit card, there's not necessarily an end date, right? So that is that. And so the other thing, the last thing is investment. So I do the employer match at work, and so it's $177 a month that I'm contributing to an RSP so that I can get the match from work. And just to give you a little recap of that, down here is so far since March until now, the total invested is $1,778.10. And the balance, though, because obviously the markets are down, is $1,737.84. So right now the rate of return is negative. It's negative 4.3. But I believe in my last video for July, the rate of return was negative 8.7. So it actually has improved. So when we go to the top here, so this is what I like. So it breaks down everything right in front of you, gives a budget summary. So bills $4,125. Our income is $7,845. Our expenses are $1,700. Our investment is $177, and our debt is $1,931. And so just imagine, like, once we can eliminate this, it would give us so much more money back into our budget to do other things. So you'll notice here, though, it says negative 88.36 remaining, and I'm not really concerned. It's not that great, but I'm not really concerned because I do have this miscellaneous of $200. So if I took that out, this would be positive. And then also when it comes to the financial services, so I do plan on having some income here, and that will kind of offset this. But on top of that, my idea for right now is any additional money that I bring in for the month, because it is August and school will be starting in September, all of that money will be going towards back to school shopping for my kids. So this is how it is. Things are still a bit tight, but looking at my budget this month, I'm a lot more confident in it than I was in the previous month. If you saw kind of like my June update, I didn't really have any motivation to budget because I just wasn't really sure how things were going. At that point, my husband didn't have a new job or anything like that. So it was just kind of daunting thinking about it. Even though I love budgeting and I was still kind of like doing it, it was just kind of hard. But yeah, so this is this. Let me know if you like this kind of new setup with the online or the digital Excel spreadsheet. I really, really like it. And I think going forward, this is how I might do it, because honestly, in order for me to buy a planner, sometimes they can get expensive. But we'll see, because at the same time, I love pen to paper. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.